Hey guys, what's going on? I'm going to tell you a story today. It's a slightly different video than the usual ones of showing trades or talking about alert services. But first, I want to make sure you guys see the link in the description below. It'll take you to this page right here. It's a webinar that me and Lance from thetatraders.com are running on Monday, so this coming Monday, July 24th. And basically, we're going to go through the system that we've used to win the last over 100 trades now in a row with very little effort. In fact, it just takes a couple of minutes every Sunday night, which is absolutely ridiculous. And it took a while for me to be convinced by Lance that this was something worth doing. And it's part of the reason we're doing the webinar is to kind of show people that were like me that look, there's this other style of trading here. Very few people are doing it, and it can lead to significant and very, very easy free money, essentially. At least it feels like it's free to me. And to illustrate that point, I wanted to tell you a story about a car that I recently bought based on this system. So my wife and I are pretty frugal people. Like, we really aren't car people at all. And for the last few years, we've really just like bought the cheapest cars, usually all cash, without worrying about a loan or interest on a loan or anything like that. In fact, up until recently, we've, been using basically Honda Civics. So like probably one of the most common cars in the US and cheapest, cars possible. We always get them really used, like basically a couple years old though. So I think it's called certified used or whatever. So they're very reliable. They've always done us really well. And so, in this last year, we just found out that my wife's pregnant, and we decided that we would, for once, we'd upgrade to a slightly bigger car. Mainly the size was what we were concerned about. So, we thought we'd go with the other most common vehicle in the US, which is a RAV4. And so, we went to buy one, and I was talking to Lance about this style of trading, and he was like, you know what, Russell, like, why don't you, instead of just paying all cash for it, like, why don't you actually take out a loan on it? And I was sitting there going, why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't want to basically, owe interest and payment plan. I don't need to. I have plenty of capital to buy things like this outright. And he said, well, look, if you do this consistent passive profit system, which is what we're talking about on the webinar on Monday, and I'll give you a little sneak peek in a few minutes. He said that if you go to the dealership, find the car, and this is the actual car that we bought. I think it came to, with all the extras, about $35,000. So nothing extravagant, but like, you know, not a whole amount, a lot of capital, but a significant amount. He's like, why don't you take that 35,000 and try it with my new system, or at least part of it, put some of it as a down payment, and then take the rest of it and try it with my system because you'll end up with a free car essentially. And I looked at him and goes, yeah, you know what? I don't really think of trading like that because with trading, usually there's so much risk. It's very difficult to consider the profits you make to be like free, right? Because you have to work and you have to take significant risk, stress involved. If you're day trading, it's like non-stop, just like, quick scalp this 1 minute or 5 minute chart. It's like, and so I've never thought about trading apart from this new system that Lance has taught me over the last few months to be free money. But it is. So the payment plan on this is only a few $100s a month. We put 10,000 down on it. We kept the other 20 odd thousand and put it into a trading account with Tasty Trades to do the system that Lance has shown me. And the coolest thing here is we're actually making more than the car payment using very little of that capital. So the car essentially is free. And the reason I call it free is because it only takes 10 to 30 seconds every Sunday night to place the trade. So it's not like I'm going out and working and then using that money for the car. This isn't work. This is just click a couple of buttons on a Sunday night and the car payment appears. It's a bit more than the car payment actually every month, using the capital that would have been just given to the car company, right? Given to Toyota. So they would just be sitting there with all our capital doing something, like banks do, like investing it. So keeping that capital and doing the system with Lance is basically giving me this free Toyota RAV4, which is just fantastic. It's got plenty of room in the back. It's got nice tinted windows for the Texas sun. It's really keep the sun out of there a bit. So yeah. So that is what I'm hoping that you guys see in the webinar, and I'm going to tell the story in a bit more detail in the webinar on Monday. But definitely go and put your email address in. If you um, don't believe me, then we're going to show brokerage statements and accounts on Monday during the webinar. The snapshot here is fairly interesting, so you guys might not be, some of you might not be familiar with what these tickers actually are. They're just the futures, so these are really easy. There's nothing to be scared of. They might look a little different from the things you're used to doing. Well, the numbers I want you to pay attention to on this slide are the probability of the trades being fully profitable. So 99.5% for this one, 99.5% for this one, and 99% for this one. So POP is, I think, percentage of profit or something like that. Yeah, mixed up. See, it's probability of profit. It's most likely what it means. And so what I'm doing is with Lance is basically putting these trades on every Sunday night, usually when the futures markets open around 6 or 7 usually, or 5 central. The trades take literally like 10 seconds. Lance posts what he's doing in the Discord and basically just put these on, and at the end of each month they're generating enough to pay for the new car for this guy. And so to me that isn't life-changing money. It's not like you're gonna go, turn 10,000 into hundreds of thousands of dollars. But let's face it, most people won't actually do that anyway. They'll try and then lose a lot of it, or they'll try so hard to work involved, and the work, and it's, just it's not worth it. Wouldn't you rather just have a free run new RAV4? So, yeah, it's as long as I continue to make enough to cover the payments, then that capital has been put to good use. If my plan going forward is to scale more capital into this strategy, significantly more. But my point here is that this is something that most people could do. I think a lot of traders probably watching this have 20,000 or 10,000 or 30,000, just probably that they're using for other strategies. It may be worth signing up for the webinar, and then even joining the service that we've launched called Consistent Passive Profits, in order to do this. And so this is legit. There's nothing shady about this. It's real trading. Like I said, I'm going to log in and show you my brokerage account on Monday, and the trades do win 99% of the time. This is the coolest part. You don't need 20,000 to start, or 50,000 or 100. You can start with as little as 2,000, which is fantastic. Obviously, you're not going to make a lot of money on $2,000 capital, but you're going to make some money, and that's better than a lot of traders. And you're going to make it without any work, which is the key, and without any time commitment, which is huge. It's the number one complaint I'm seeing at the moment, is people just not able to take trades. Like, they're like, can I do this when I'm at work? Can I, I work 9 to 5. I can't sit there and scalp trades and do this. And this is a strategy that really gets around that problem. We have a lot of testimonials here. A few I've put on the landing page here. You can come and check them out. And people are happy. Dave Mack says it's like free money, and that's why I keep coming back to this idea with the car. It is like free money. Instead of paying outright for the car, took on a payment plan, and sure, there's interest involved in that. It's not much. I've forgotten what we even did, whether it was a 5-year or I don't know what the payment plan was. I've forgotten. But the interest is covered too. And so what if you're paying interest? If it's not costing you any time or effort really to make the money that's paying it, who cares if there's a small amount of interest involved? Because that was always the reason I'd avoid loans, right? Just pay outright. You'd pay the minimum possible. You had more haggling ability. But then that amount of capital is completely gone. It's like just disappeared into a car, which then depreciates, well, like 30-40% as soon as you drive it off the lot, sort of thing. So yeah, so hopefully that's helpful. I hope it's inspiring. I think it's something that you guys will really find useful. If you would like to come to the webinar, then put your email in the link in the description below. If you are watching this and it's already long past July 24th, 23, then unfortunately this webinar may not still be up. However, check it out, click the link. There may be a redirect that I can put in to a replay of the webinar for you guys to watch, and hopefully that's helpful. Alright guys, till next time.